Hey everyone, this is Pete, and since I've been in the mood for some Master System games recently, I thought it would be a good idea to tackle one of the system's most notoriously rare and expensive games, Buggy Run. Buggy Run was a 1994 release developed by Sims and published by Sega. It's a racing game that unfolds from both isometric and top-down perspectives depending on which mode you're playing, and it was only released in PAL territories. Buggy Run had a moderate critical reception on its original release. Writing in the UK's Sega Power magazine, reviewer Richard Longhurst said it was insanely addictive fun for one or two players with more than enough options to keep you hooked if you're playing on your own, and definitely one you shouldn't miss, before giving it a final score of 84%. The UK's Mean Machines was a tad more lukewarm towards the game, with reviewer Gus Swan noting that it was okay as a standalone race product, but there's already an excellent off-road conversion and micro machines to come, also claiming that the tunes induced suicidal tendencies. In an interesting bit of trivia, a printing error meant that this review hit the newsstands without a score attached. The actual score, 60%, was issued in a correction in the subsequent issue. So, is Buggy Run worth the obscene prices it commands on today's collector's market? Almost definitely not. But let's go play it anyway. Okay, here we are with Buggy Run. Well, I don't know if it's the rarest and most expensive, but it's certainly one of the rarest and most expensive games for Sega Master System. I do not own a copy of this, I should probably say. We're playing this on the Mr. Multi-System, as we do most things. But yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at this, and you can decide for yourself whether you think this is worth spending exorbitant amounts of money on. So we have several modes to play. We've got one player mode, two player mode, and battle mode. So let's start with one player mode. We can play a race mode, which is the standard way to play, versus computer mode, which is basically a multiplayer game but against the computer, and free run mode, where you can just practice the various courses. So let's start with race mode, and we'll do a new game. Welcome to Part Shop. Player 1, may I help you? So you've got $20,000 to begin with, and various different things you can fiddle with. So we've got tyres, engine, suspension, steering. I don't know what this is, and I can't find a manual that explains what this is either. I really don't know what it is, but it's something you presumably need at some point. So let's upgrade our tyres to begin with for 10,000, and let's also upgrade our suspension, so we got some nice handling to begin with. And then you see you've also got Mines, Nitro, and Kachug, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. But anyway, okay, let's race. So you can set up your car, you can load it up with whatever you want. And you see at the bottom there's capacity for 2 items, which is where you put your weapons and nitros and things. Right, beginning level, first race. So prize money for depending on where you come. And off we go. We are the blue car. So we got relatively conventional isometric racing going on here. It's not super fast. It's not super smooth either, if I'm being perfectly honest. But you know, it's okay. The controls are responsive. We've got a musical accompaniment to the action. We've got pickups on the track. We've got some aggressive computer races. Oh, come on. Okay, second place to start with. I'll take it. Beaten by Fred. Beaten by Fred. Distressing. Okay, well, we should have got some money out of that. 25,000. Let's improve our steering. We've got another 15,000 as well, so let's improve the engine as well. And then let's head straight into the race. different environment this time. And off we go. We've got differing track surfaces. You've got little jumps and things as well, which is always nice to see in an isometric racer like this. That's a thing. I don't know what that is, but it's a thing. And super sprint style whirlwinds, always nice to see. Okay, that engine upgrade is helping us comfortably pull ahead. And the yellow is gaining. Too late, sucker. We beat Patty. Oh, that's nice. So it's not the same. It's not always the same racer that wins every single race. All right, I've got 45,000 to spend this time. Let's upgrade our miss then, whatever that is. Let's go straight to level 3 because we can afford that. We've got another 10,000 to spend on something. Except we've bought all the other 10,000 things. Okay, that's fine. Right, let's go. I really don't know what that miss thing is. I assume it's helpful. It looks like something to do with your engine or something like that. Maybe it helps your acceleration. Because I'm guessing that engine is top speed. And miss is acceleration, maybe? Because these games with upgradable cars usually have you upgrading your top speed and your acceleration separately from each other. I just can't even think what miss would be short for. But yeah, so far this doesn't seem too bad. It's got quite stiff feeling handling. So like you turn the buggy and it feels like it doesn't really feel like there's any sort of resistance from the track. Like you don't skid or anything. So it really is just a case of making sure you're pointing the right direction at all times. Welcome to Part Shop. That girl really looks like someone I was at university with. Alright, it's time to upgrade stuff to the next level. So let's get some level 3 tyres. And on we go. Nice mix of different environments. We've got some banked corners as well. That's fun. Although again, the jumps don't really feel like they're affecting your handling all that much. You just sort of go up over them and then you sort of snap back to the ground again. So there's not really a sort of super heavy duty physics system going on in this game. Those red nitros, that's you pick those up and you get an immediate nitro without having to use one as an item. Bit of extra money. Definitely doesn't hurt. Very nice. Comfortably coming out on top. Time for some more upgrades. Let's go for the level 3 suspension. And then nothing costs 20,000, I don't think. So, I mean, we could get some of these, but I don't know what. I have no idea what they are. So let's leave those for now. There doesn't seem to be a slot for Kutrugs either. And again, like I say, I had trouble finding a manual for this. I found a Brazilian manual, but that didn't seem to really explain what any of the abbreviations were. I think we might need some more upgrades, judging from the rival's relative performance to us. As whoever's in the red is comfortably maintaining a lead. Although that said, with this sort of stiff and skid-free handling, it makes it very easy to cut corners. And I guess that the game is designed with you doing that in mind. It's nice that we do seem to be getting a gradual escalation in difficulty though. That's good. You need to make sure that you're getting upgrades to keep pace with your rivals. First place again though. And we've won. Presumably the first league. Beginner level clear. There's a password for us. Alright, time for some more upgrades. Let's go straight to level 4 engine, shall we? Get some speed going. Alright, on to the standard level races. So that grey nitro, I guess, we pick that up and that means we can use that in a subsequent race, because I think you have to equip your items before you can use them. Yeah, I'm quite enjoying this so far. Like I say, there's something about the handling that doesn't feel quite right, as it were. Like the complete lack of any feeling of sort of friction or resistance, and the fact that you don't skid at all feels a bit odd. Oh, we're 5,000 short. We may as well save up, I think. May as well save up for something. So let's keep our money. And on we go again. Like I say, I like things like the jumps and the bank corners and stuff. That's cool to see. Gives these courses a bit of interest. But they really don't feel like they affect your handling all that much. Like when you're driving on the bank corner, there's not the feel that you're being pulled down by gravity or anything like that. And the jumps feel a little bit like a canned animation rather than actually being simulated with physics. Or maybe you do get pulled down a little bit on that bank. Yeah, like I say, these little things I find a little bit weird about this game. They're not making it a bad game by any means, but they just feel a little odd is all. Alright. $95,000. Let's get our level 4 miss. So that's done and out of the way. And then next course we should be able to upgrade our suspension or steering. We're going to be fully upgraded well before the end of this game, aren't we? Oh, big jump. Again, now that feels a bit like a canned animation rather than an actual simulation of how far you jump based on how fast you're going. Yeah, so I think the physics in this are probably its weakest aspect, particularly when you consider that around this time, as one of the reviews we looked at in the intro said, Super Off-Road was a thing at this time, and that had really impressive physics for its vehicles. You might recall that quite a long while back we looked at the Atari ST version of that. And I was really impressed with how, in a top-down racer, they'd done a really good job of simulating things like hills, bumps in the road, bank corners, that sort of thing. It gave that game a really distinctive feel, made it stand out from other similar top-down races. It felt like a good evolution from things like Super Sprint and such like. Well, the sun is streaming in, isn't it? And being dramatically backlit. Right, what have we got now? Let's take level 4 steering, if you please. Onward. Yeah, honestly, with regard... Oh, multiple routes. Honestly, with regard to the physics thing, it also feels like there's just like a set number of speeds your vehicle can go at as well. It doesn't feel like there's a gradual acceleration. It just feels like you sort of switch between 3 or 4 different preset speeds that it can go at. And adding the upgrades just maybe adds a faster speed, or determines how quickly you move between those preset speeds. Again, like I say, it's not like these things are making the game bad. If anything, it's sort of giving it a kind of remote control car feel. Which, given that this game has a fair amount in common with Rare's RC Pro-Am, might be entirely deliberate. Standard level, final race. Alright, let's do this. I like that the computer races are quite aggressive. So when you bunched up in a pack with them, there's a lot of barging each other out the way. I'm pretty sure it is possible to make them blow up in various ways as well. Obviously by using the mines. Oh, I blew up. I guess someone dropped a mine on me. With uncannily good timing. But you see, we caught up very easily there. Now, can we pull ahead of the yellow one? I think we've got enough points to comfortably win anyway, even if we don't beat him. Or her. Could be a her. I wasn't really paying attention to the driver names in this league. Oh, nearly cut the corner. But yeah, you saw there, when I hit the corner, I didn't like slow down because I clipped it. Like I came to a dead stop. But then I was almost immediately moving at full speed again. Second, I'll take it. We've still comfortably won. Very nice. Maybe I'm just amazing at video games. Maybe that's it. Standard level clear. Welcome to Part Shop. Right, I don't think we can afford anything. We cannot. So let's just continue. Let's pop one of the nitros in there. So we can use that. On to expert level, first race. I like, there seems to be a good mix of tunes available. And unlike, was it the Mean Machines review? I don't think they're that bad. They're fine. They just sound like Master System music, which has a distinctive sound to it, sure. Right, sounds fine to me. Again, once we've got a comfortable lead, it seems quite easy to keep hold of that. Well, green's giving us a little bit of green is giving us a little bit of a fight. I can take him though. With some extreme corner hugging. Yeah, this is not a game where you need to think about racing lines, is it? This is yeah. I've got even more dramatic lighting on now. I can't reach the blind from where I'm sitting though, so we'll just have to deal with that for the minute. I will sit in shadow. Right, what else do we need? We've got level 4 mist, we've got level 4 steering, got level 4 suspension, so just level 4 tyres, I think. And then that's everything. Let's buy a couple of these and see what happens. Because we bought everything else, so... Oh, right. Okay, so that's buying additional capacity to hold items. Right, that makes sense. Fair enough. Trig. What could that possibly stand for, though? I have no idea. But anyway, that's what that does. Because I'm at least semi-convinced that the miss one is for acceleration. But I have no idea what it could possibly stand for. And Katrig is for container. Or... No! Oh dear. Getting a bit of a pummeling this time. I wonder if the other cars upgrade alongside you in order to remain competitive. Or if their difficulty escalates according to how many upgrades you've got. Because they are putting up more of a fight. I reckon I could take yellow though. Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, I can take a comfortable second place at least. And I'm still in the lead, so that's fine. Right, nothing ready to spend money on anymore apart from items, so let's get some nitros. And another container. We've got 2 nitros to use in this race. Let's make good use of them. That weird farty noise is the sound of someone using a nitro, by the way. So the computer racers are definitely using them themselves as well. That was a nice little barge into the corner. Put me out in front. Not sure what those question marks do. Yeah, those jumps are definitely canned animations. Because if you saw there, I was jumping at a slight angle and it still made me land on the track properly. Yeah, again, there. I was facing at a slight angle, and yet it just jumped me at the perfect angle to land. Welcome to Part Shop. Got 50,000 to spend on nothing in particular, really. Let's just get a load of nitros in. 6 nitros ready for use. Expert level, 4th race. Yeah, see, there's not even any skidding out when you're using a nitro. Because, like, realistically speaking, if you're using a nitro boost and then you slam it around the corner, you should skid out, really. But there's none of that here. None of that here. Like I say, these things don't necessarily make this a bad game, but it does just make the whole thing feel a bit more like you're playing with toys rather than actually driving. And that's already a challenge that racers from this perspective have to contend with. And so I guess maybe in this case they just say, right, well, let's just lean into that. You've already got that slight feeling of disconnect from the perspective. So let's just lean into that feeling of remote control. I don't even think we need to buy anything. Because we've still got 7 nitros. Expert level, final race. Is there anything after expert is the question. Because if so, if I've finished this game on my first sitting with it, I'm going to laugh. Kaboom! I think we've got a comfortable win ahead of us. Because I've got another 5 nitros in the tank, I think. Possibly 4, I think I've used 2 already. Yeah, not even a contest anymore, is it? There we go. Lovely stuff. Congratulations, you are champion. I've finished this game on my first sitting. Is that it? Is that seriously it? I guess so. I guess that's it. Game over. Thanks. Alright. Now, I say, is that it? But no, that's not it. There is some other stuff in here as well. We've got this versus computer mode, where you can pick who you want to race against. And you see they've each got a class. In fact, they're the races from the single player, aren't they? So let's just take the C-class races. Or a C-class racer, I guess. Let's go against Patty. And then we can choose a course. So 14 courses altogether. And take a look at the course. That just gives you a demo. Look. Choose how many laps. We can do up to 20 laps. Okay, that's quite fun. And then exit. Okay, and then you can spend points on upgrades. Okay, so let's put some in suspension, put something in all of them, a bit more in engine, and miss, and steering. Bump everything up to 3. I don't need any items. Clash. Player 1 versus computer. Yeah, so you can see the difference the upgrades do make there in terms of how much faster than Patty we are. Feels so strange saying that because Patty's the name of my cat. Yeah, not even a contest, is it, Patty? So this is just a straight one-on-one race against a single computer opponent. There is also a completely separate top-down racing mode. That is how the multiplayer works. Because rather than try and do a split screen or have some sort of micro machine style catch-up mechanism in the isometric view, what they did was they just put the whole course on one screen and presented it from a top-down perspective. And I don't know if we can play that mode by ourselves. But we can certainly play the battle mode by ourselves. Which has the same perspective. Victory for player 1. Alright. Okay. So battle mode, 1 player. We pick who we want to play against. So let's go against Patty and Sherry and Randy. Battle! And then what you have to do is just knock all the other cars off. So once again, we are controlling the blue one. And when you collide with someone, you both bounce back a bit. And so your aim is just to be the last one standing. You do have nitros in this as well. If you press the 2 button, you'll do a nitro boost, which I guess will give you a bit of extra strength. Oh, come on, yellow, you're going off. You're going off, yellow. Oh, red's down. Oh, I'm down, because I wasn't paying attention. Randy wins. Okay, let's pick some different players. Let's have Paul and Fred and John. Same arena. I guess it's just the one, the battle arena then. Green's down. This is silly and simplistic, but it's quite fun. And I can see this being fun with 2 people. It's a pity there's no 4-player mode. I'm not even sure if there was a multi-tap for the Master System. But yeah, if they could have made this work with 4 people, that would have been great. Could do with some more arenas though. Because if it really is just the one arena, and it certainly looks that way, because there's no options before the battle to set things up, then that's a bit of a shame. But you know, they didn't have to put this mode in at all, but they did. And it's a good laugh for a few minutes at least. Alright, let's just see if I can show you the 2-player mode. Race mode or 1-player versus 2-player mode. Oops. Green zone, water zone, snow zone, magma zone. Are they all the same track with just different background? Right, let's go water zone. And then you have 30,000 spent on parts. And then player 2, I don't think I can... No, I can't do anything with player 2 there. Alright, let's just reset that. Yeah, I can't set that up without a second controller. Okay, but you'll just have to take my word for it that, in fact, like I say, I think there's some demo modes that will go round some of the top-down racing modes. So if we just leave this running for a moment, we should see how that looks, even if I can't show it to you myself. But yeah, so I guess the big question we need to ask ourselves is this worth several £100s? Let's just have a quick look on eBay while we wait for the demo to start. Buggy Run, eBay. Oh, that's just baby buggies. Buggy Run, Master System, eBay. Sega Master System, Buggy Run, complete in box, very good, rare. £400. £400. It's currently going for. Although I don't know if it's if that's standard. Is there a way to see similar items like this that have sold? I can't see. Let's see if there's any other listings. Buggy Run Master System. £465.70. £4.99 for just the insert. £400 for an untested complete copy. £3.36 for a key ring with the artwork on. £3.36 for a magnet with the artwork on. And that's it for listings at the time of recording. Master of Darkness is going for £300 though. Outrun for £22. Masters of Combat for £700. Okay, we're definitely going to have to have a look at that at some point. Is this worth £400? No, of course it fucking isn't. Here's the top-down mode. So if you're playing a two-player race, it looks like this. So you see, you still got the humps and bumps and varied track surfaces. You also got a conveyor belt there as well, which is quite interesting. But yeah, the races unfold from top down as well. But anyway, is this worth £400? No, of course it bloody isn't. What are you, insane? No one video game is worth that much money. It's just purely because it's rare. It's unusual to see copies of this out in the wild because there are so few copies of it out there. 1993, relatively late for the Master System. This only came out in PAL territories as well, so not that there's many American copies of Master System games floating around anyway, because the Master System was much bigger in Europe than it was in America. But no, given that you can finish this in about half an hour without too much difficulty, like I didn't really feel like there was any real struggle in that single player mode. It was fun, don't get me wrong, it was fun, I enjoyed it, but it was half an hour of game, and there's no incentive to replay this because it doesn't keep track of your times, there's no saving, there's no scoring, there's no reason to replay this once you've completed it once, unless you just want the experience of playing it again, which is a decent enough reason by itself. But you know, most people would probably want something a bit more for their money. So if you're thinking about spending £400 on this to play it, maybe just track down a copy via alternative means, shall we say. If you want it as a collectible, I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money, but I do think you're crazy. The most I've spent on a video game is, I think I spent 80 quid on a copy of Dungeon Master for Atari ST. But anything over 100, I just think, well, do I really need that? And the answer inevitably is probably no. But anyway, this was good to take a look at anyway. I'm glad we've taken the time to explore it, and I hope you found it interesting as well. I certainly found it interesting to play this game, but I don't know how likely I am to come back to this in the future. Maybe if I have a chance to play this with someone else, that would be quite fun. But as a single player game, its longevity is severely limited. So not a bad game at all, not worth the money, and give it a go if you think it looks cool, is all I can say really. So let's leave that there for now. Just remains for me to say, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.